I'm Cass Kim, and I'm the author of the Phonological and Articulation Children's Book Series.
Hi, and I'm Kawena VK, and I'm the illustrator of this series.
Today we're going to be reading for you our book, Stephanie's Spectacular Aquarium Visit. This book works on S-blends. Stephanie's Spectacular Aquarium Visit. Hi, I'm Stephanie, and today my Aunt Stacy is taking me to visit the spectacular, splendid, wonderful aquarium. I can't wait to see all the fish and snakes and other ocean creatures. What's your favorite water animal? I really like to go see the fish and sharks and reptiles. But some of the words are tough for me. Sometimes I struggle to say the word snake because the sn sound can be really tricky. I have to hold my tongue behind my teeth for the s noise before I make that n sound really fast, like sn, sn, snake. Aunt Stacy is here. I say bye to my mom with a quick snuggle hug and sprint out to the car. Once my seatbelt is snapped in place, we're off. Stephanie, Aunt Stacy says, standing just outside my car door, I have a special surprise for you today. She is smiling so big, I'm very excited. The penguins' eggs hatched last week, so there will be small baby penguins called chicks to see. Let's go to their spot first. Once we have our tickets, we walk straight to the penguins' habitat. That's their home. I love how penguins waddle, slapping their wide flippers on the stone, and the baby chicks look so sweet and soft and fuzzy. Did you know that penguins can't fly even though they have wings and feathers? Their wings are sleek and slim like strong paddles for swimming fast and diving for fish. How many fuzzy little baby penguins do you see? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bye, sweet little penguins. See you next time, I say to them, waving. Aunt Stacy and I are ready to go to the reptile den. Reptiles are cold-blooded, so they need sunlight or heat lamps to keep them warm. On snowy days, this is my favorite part of the aquarium because it's always nice and toasty. My mom is scared of snakes, but I like to look at their scales. Some snakes have shapes in their scales that look like stripes or diamonds. Which ones do you see? I see some stripes. I see diamonds. Cool. All right. I also like to look at how their heads and mouths are shaped. Some of them have very boxy or square heads, and some are more narrow. It's also fun to watch them smell by flicking their tongue out really fast. When they get scared, they will hiss to tell you to give them some space. Can you hiss like a snake? Snake! I like to pretend the air in my mouth is slithering out between my tongue and teeth, just like a snake slithers. Snakes slither because they don't have legs to walk with. I also like the geckos. Have you ever met a gecko before? I know one really smart, small, green gecko. It's my pen pal Greg's gecko, named Kai. He sort of looks like a small snake with legs. Even though they don't live in the reptile area, sea turtles are actually reptiles too. They have big, flat shells, and it's almost a square, but not exactly. And they can hold their breath for hours. Aunt Stacy's friend Sloan works here, and she told me that sea turtles can hold their breath for up to 7 hours while sleeping in the water. Whew. Come on, Stephanie. I think they're feeding the fish now. Aunt Stacy always knows the schedule. She's the best to go to the aquarium with. After Aunt Stacy and I wave to the snakes and snails and lizards and geckos, we walk through the smooth, see-through undersea tunnel to the deep sea tanks. When I was smaller, this tunnel scared me because it's under the biggest tank. The sharks swim past and they look so close, it can be a little scary. But now I know that it's not scary, it's spectacular. What spectacular creatures can you see? I see a turtle near the sandy floor. A shark is swimming beside us. A stingray above us looks like it is flying, but it's really just swimming. And there's a big school of fish. When fish swim in a big group like that, they're called a school. At first, I thought that meant that they were learning, but it's just the name of the big group. Schools of fish are pretty when the sunlight peeks through the windows because their scales are so shiny. I see fish that have shiny silver scales, bright blue scales, and really sparkly white fins. I always know a shark is swimming by when the fish scatter. Sometimes, though, my favorite part is spying the smaller, slower sea animals. Those live in the smaller tanks near the exit. Did you know that the crabs in some of the tanks are also called crustaceans? That mostly means they wear their skeleton on the outside, like a big shell, instead of skin. Let me show you before we go. These small fish that live in the seaweed are called seahorses. Look how they hold on by curling their tail around the seaweed. See how small their fins are? They're not very good at swimming. And over there are the starfish. See how they are shaped like a star? Even though they aren't actually fish because they don't have scales or gills for breathing. So really, we're supposed to call them sea stars, not starfish. They have 5 arms that they use to move around since they don't have any fins to swim. And the very last tank over here has the scariest, but also the coolest sea creatures. Eels! Some of them look very slimy, and some of them have scraggly teeth and hide in small sea caves. My favorite are the ones that look like grass. Those are called garden eels, and they snuggle down in the sand to stay mostly buried. Don't they remind you of snakes? I was surprised to learn that most eels don't have scales, even these garden eels with the stripes. I also love the slender snipe eel. It's so skinny and small, but its nose is very pointy. It eats shrimp and other crustaceans. Next time, we'll have to visit the dolphins and the otters. They're in the other part of the aquarium, and Aunt Stacy has to take me back home now. Sometimes when we come for a whole day, I get to eat a snack from the snack shack, and we watch a big movie about spotted whales. I wonder what movies you've seen about ocean animals. I hope you had fun. I loved sharing the aquarium with you. Isn't it just spectacular? The end. Thank you for joining us for our story today. We hope you had fun exploring the aquarium with us. At the back for our parents, we have some helpful tips for literacy and for working on those tricky sounds like the S ones, like the ST, the SN, the SL, SC. All those tongue twisters that you heard in here, those can be pretty tricky for kids as they're growing up. So we have some tips to help smooth that transition for speech. Thank you so much for joining us. Check out our books at your local library, and we'll see you around next time.